OMG. IAKKAIAHTTTYAMPTHX. You guys got that, right? Of course you didn't. What I really said was, oh my god, I am Kylie Kennedy, and I'm here today to tell you about my pet peeve. Thank you. But you couldn't understand me, and it was more than just a little bit annoying, right? My pet peeve is unnecessary abbreviations. Don't get me wrong, I do appreciate the brevity of a nicely used abbreviation, but there are 3 ways to use them that just really get on my nerves. 1 is when they're said aloud. 2 are really, really long ones that no one knows what they mean. And 3 are ones that are not even much shorter than the words or phrases they stand for. First of all, imagine standing around the water cooler at work one day telling a joke to your coworker and all they say is LOL. That would stop the conversation in its tracks, right? I had a friend say to me one time in a conversation, SMH. How unnecessary is that? I can see you, all you have to do is shake your head. You don't have to tell me you're shaking your head. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against teen lingo. For example, I know I am guilty of saying oh my god in every other sentence, but you will not hear me say OMG. Saying abbreviations out loud just makes it seem like you don't get out much and you're stuck in the internet world. In a real life conversation, I can see you shaking your head or I can hear you laughing out loud. You don't have to tell me what you're doing. Secondly, by definition, abbreviations are a shortened word or phrase, but it's also unnecessary if no one knows what it means. I've seen Instagram posts with long hashtags of just random letters, but I don't know what they mean. And only the original poster knows what those hashtags mean. Abbreviations serve to save time in saying a word or phrase, but it's unnecessary if the meaning is lost in translation. They're supposed to be memorable, but a random string of 15 letters is almost nearly impossible to remember. So for all of you who love to hashtag on Instagram or Facebook, let's try to keep it to the shorter, more common abbreviations to avoid confusion or at least a little frustration. Lastly, abbreviations that aren't much shorter than the word itself really bug me. Why abbreviate obvious to obvi? Does that one syllable really take that much longer to say? Getting an LUVU is not the same as an I love you, even though some people seem to think it suffices. Imagine running a couple errands for your friends, maybe a couple hours out of your day, and all you get is a THX. What that really seems like is a thanks, I guess. I mean, I didn't really care enough to spell out the extra 4 letters, but thanks. Even though those 4 extra letters would not take much time and it'd give a little more meaning to the text. Abbreviations just seem to say you're trying to abbreviate the conversation, especially when you're only cutting out a couple of letters. So my pet peeve is unnecessary abbreviations, especially when they're said aloud, the ones that are way too long and no one knows what they mean, or the ones that aren't even much shorter than the word or phrase itself. This is important to recognize in a time where pop culture is being dominated by the internet, and internet communication is constantly changing and getting shorter, to 140 characters. I say we just throw it back, and I'm not talking to 2004 when texting an ILY cost your parents 50 cents, but back to when we communicated with whole words and phrases more often. So, TTYL, and let's just take a minute, slow it down, and try not to abbreviate our entire life. Thank you.